Enterprises. Today is February 6, 2025. Gold is still hovering around 2,860 and silver somewhere around $32 per ounce. Yesterday was a very crazy day here in the shop, extraordinarily busy. We bought close to 200 ounces of gold yesterday, and I'm going to say around 5,000 ounces of silver, give or take. I didn't get the exact number of ounces of silver. Tim worked very hard yesterday getting everything packed up and shipped out. I think everything got shipped out yesterday.
Yeah.
Everything went out yesterday afternoon. That came in during the day, so we're making sure that we're staying fluid and capitalized for you guys and gals, and we're always happy to take on more. So we're refueled, recapitalized, and ready to go. We put up a video yesterday with our premiums and talking about where the actual gold market is and kind of what the APs are doing with gold eagles now, which is melting them. And so it's kind of the sign of the times with how high the price of gold has gotten. Whenever I say APs, that means authorized purchasers from the U.S. Mint, or not just the U.S. Mint, but any of the world mints. That means that they have the ability to actually buy directly from the government mints throughout the world. Some people don't have asked, what does AP mean, or what does that symbolize when I say that? That's what it means. People like myself who own small shops like ours, we can't deal directly with the U.S. Mint to buy their bullion products. We have to go through a secondary channel, which is the APs, or the authorized purchasers, which are what I call the distributors or the wholesalers. So there's a handful of them here in the country that can deal with the U.S. Mint. And so we have to go through those channels to acquire U.S. Mint product. So there's kind of they're the middlemen from the U.S. Mint to stores like myself. So like when I want to order 2025 American Silver Eagles, for example, I have to go through one of the APs to get the material. So that's what that means. We get asked that all the time, which is a fair question. But yeah, so two things. One, I thought today we'll go over some questions or comments that were posted in the comment section on the thread of yesterday's video. And also first we'll talk about gold bars. So we buy gold bars of various size. Any gold bars up to any gold bars under 5 ounces of gold, we can verify here in the shop. When you get to the gold bars that are 5 ounces and larger, those are incredibly difficult for us to confidently verify their authenticity here in the shop. So if somebody brings in gold bars that are 5 ounces or larger, we actually will send those out to the refinery and have them assayed before we pay out on them. We want to make sure that they're legitimate, authentic bars, and that way we don't get burned. Yesterday we had two situations in which that scenario presented itself. One, a lady brought in 2 kilo bars of gold that her husband had purchased a long time ago, and so we sent those off. We should hopefully know today or tomorrow on what they are. They look authentic. Everything that we could see here in the shop, they look 100% legit. But there are bars out there that look 100% legit and are tungsten filled. So, the bars she had, they passed the Sigma. They weighed exactly right. The dimensions looked right. The font looked right on the stamp and everything. Everything looks green to go on it. Well, we just need to make sure, because each kilo bar is like $90,000 right now. So that's something that we just need to make sure is 100% legit before we pay out on it. We still pay the 98% of value on it, but it's not going to be paid out until the refinery says, hey, it's good to go. Same with 5 ounce, 10 ounce, and higher ounce bars. So just if you're going to want to transact with us with bars of gold that are 5 ounces or larger, just know that we will do it and we'll pay you the 98% rate after we get the green go ahead from the refinery that they are legit bars, just for the simple fact that we cannot 100% confidently verify those here in the shop. Gold bars under that size, you get your 1 ounce, 50 gram, even 100 gram bars. I can verify those here in the shop. We'll pay you live in the shop at the time that you bring them in. No problem there. And of course the fractional bars too, like the 1 gram, 5 gram, 10 gram, 20 gram bars. Of course, those are easy to do. So just as a little PSA there for people who possibly want to sell us gold bars, that's where we're at on those. But currently paying 98% on gold bars. All right. Anything we need to add to that, Tim?
Nope.
All right. Sounds good. All right, so we got some questions, comments that were posted in yesterday's video. I thought we would go over. So if you watched yesterday's video, we had updated our premiums on buying and selling gold and silver. And one of them was that we lowered our buy price to 98% of spot on 1 ounce gold eagles. So Marty, F4515 asked, so isn't 98% of foreign or pre-33, etc., the same as 2% back a spot on the gold eagles? That's 100% correct, yeah. So foreign gold can be fractional too, right? So just understand 98% of melt versus 98% of spot. Just if you're not sure about what that difference is, check out that video that Tim has pinned to the top of the channel or embedded as a link in the description of all of our videos, and that can give you a good tutorial on when to use melt versus spot. But yes, so on 1 ounce gold eagles, we are currently paying 2% back of spot price, which is the same as paying 98% on foreign gold or 98% on pre-33 gold. What else? Bars, of course, 98%. U.S. gold commems and capsules, 98%. So yes, they are all being treated the same. So yes, thank you, Marty, for pointing that out. But yes, that is 100% correct. The only difference right now is we're still charging the plus 1% on the 1 ounce gold eagles if you would like to buy any. All right. Is that clear, Tim?
That's clear.
All right. John Stiltner, 1308, stated, and this is his question, is tied into maybe a half a dozen different variations of the same question or comment. So he says, what I'm trying to figure out is why gold is setting new highs but being bought at below spot. Yeah, I can understand why that's confusing. I've heard the refineries are melting eagles, etc. 100% they are now. But if demand price increase is occurring, why is buy price so low? Just trying to wrap my head around this. And that's a great question. And there's variations of this, like why is the supply and demand, or how is the supply and demand of gold bullion to shops like myself, or even the big ones like APMEX or SD Bullion or whatever, why is that being, like, how is that being affected by the increasing price of gold? So the increasing price of gold suggests that there is a high demand for gold, and there is at the central bank level. And the retail level, which is where I reside, the demand is very low compared to what's coming in. Supply greatly exceeds demand at the retail level for example, 1 ounce gold coins or bars. And so, but what everyone has to realize, in the global gold market, shops like mine have a negligible effect on the price of gold. So the demand and supply of gold at my level, which is totally out of whack right now. You got supply way high, you got demand way low, right? So the relationship is way out of whack right now. Has no effect on the price of gold that you see on apps like Kitco, right? Definitely no effect on the price of gold in the futures market. And what it does have effect on is the premiums that gold and silver and platinum and whatever are being bought and sold at the counter in shops like mine. So the premiums are definitely affected at the shop level but the spot price of gold is definitely not affected at all by what goes on in establishments like myself. And even at the major levels, like, for example, APMEX or SD Bullion, for example, even major corporations like that have no effect on the actual price of gold. That is a central bank. Countries have the affect the price of gold, right? So countries use it to hedge with and hedge against inflation. So that is why we are not even a drop in the bucket when it comes to the actual effect that we have on the price of gold. So that, hopefully that clears that up. There's variations of that question that's being asked out there. So hopefully I stated that clearly enough. Anything that people could still be confused about with that, Tim?
We'll find out.
All right. Nothing glaring though?
No.
All right. So good. Todd Gavin, DP6BK, asks, why do I have different spot prices than you? This is a question I get asked daily. All right, gold hit $2,900 today before falling back to $2,883. That was at 1:58 p.m. Pacific time. Silver almost $33 before fall back to $32.75, same timestamp. My guess is, and I don't know what you're looking at, but my guess is you're looking at a futures market. When you're looking to buy or sell physical gold at our level, no one uses the futures market to do that. We use a live spot price to do that because that's what we're going to be traded with when we deal with the refineries or the APs. So it's best to look at apps like Kitco and look at what they're actually reporting as the buy price or the spot price of gold and silver. I can tell you Kitco never came close to $33 an ounce on silver yesterday. Gold never hit $2,900 an ounce yesterday on the Kitco app. So it's best to look at those. The futures market is fun to look at and play around with, but it is not the market that is establishments like myself use to buy and sell with. So just that, I think, will hopefully clear that up. And if you're looking, also I wouldn't recommend using like an APMEX buy, sell, spot price or any private company because they may have their own parameters set in place that benefits them when it comes to reporting a spot price. I would recommend looking at an outlet that really has no skin in that game. It's just reporting the price, such as maybe Kitco. That's one that's kind of an industry norm. So we usually use Kitco when looking at the spot price of precious metals. Not always. The only time that we will vary from that is if one Kitco goes down, which can happen. It's a website essentially, so sometimes it does go down. Or two, the places that we're sourcing material from are using a different market for whatever reason. And sometimes that happens too. Sometimes when things get crazy, they do switch over to the futures market. But, and I've seen that happen only a handful of times, but it can happen. So we always just cover our bases by saying that. All right. What do you think, Tim? Does that clear that up? I get asked that literally every day. Well, why are you saying, gold is this, but this website or this place says it's this, but at the end of the day, just wait 5 minutes and it'll all be different anyways. So, but the futures market can be significantly different than what most of the apps are reporting. So just keep that in mind. So hopefully that answers that question. OC Kev asked, quick curious question, do the refineries pay more for 999 gold versus 90% gold such as AGE or Krugerrands? Isn't there a lot more work in refining 90% gold versus 999 gold? Yeah. So if it's LBMA material, yeah, we can actually get paid now more for that 999 gold than we can for Gold Eagles, which is mind-blowing, right? So I think the refineries are paying 99.5% on average for Gold Eagles right now, whereas they're paying, I was able to sell gold bars yesterday at minus $6 per ounce. LBMA 999 gold bars, that is. And that's all about the relationships that they have in place with the outlets that they send their gold to. So they those outlets are willing to pay more for 999 LBMA gold than they are for, let's say, 90% constitutional gold or gold eagles, for example, which are basically 22 karat. So yeah, so to answer your question, yes, right now, today, yes, they are paying more for 999 gold LBMA material than they are constitutional gold or gold eagles. So very interesting time in the industry right now, that is for sure. So yesterday in our video, we kind of hinted at that it may be time to sell gold if you've been holding it because the price is record high, right? It was 2,860 for most of the day yesterday. And I think it got into the 70s. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and it has maintained as of making this video. When I sat down here to do this video, I think it's at 2862. So obviously it can change and will change. But PMH1NIC says, of course, it depends on when you purchased your gold, if it's time for you to sell, for example. He or she makes a great point here, and I'm 100% with this viewer. He or she says, if you've been holding for a while, holding gold, he means, or she means, for a while, sell some and take some profit. Yeah, right? Gold is 2,860 right now. Wow. That's a tremendous amount of money sitting in a little circular yellow disc. And yes, if you bought your gold 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 2 years ago, you can take nice profits right now. And they go on to say, use it to pay for a vacation, make necessary repairs on your house or vehicle, buy that pre-33 coin, that collectible basically you've been wanting. Nothing wrong with taking some profit. Yes. Does the stacking community believe that gold is going to $3,000 an ounce? I kind of think it is, but we can see pullbacks here, and there's nothing wrong with selling now at 2860 or whatever it is. First of all, we don't know when it's going to get to 3,000, right? How much more inflation is there going to be before it hits 3,000? Two, we don't know what we're going to be buying gold at when it does hit 3,000, if it does hit 3,000. So you still may be getting the same money, as crazy as that may sound. So yeah, it's it's at an all-time high right now. Nothing wrong with taking profits for sure. If you bought gold last week or 2 weeks ago, yeah, you probably don't want to sell it right now. But the other thing too is there will be pullbacks in the gold market. So if you sold it today at 2860, for example, and in, let's say, 2-3 months, gold's at $2,400 an ounce, which is totally possible and probably will happen at some point in time. It may not be in 2 to 3 months, but at some point in time it will pull back. It's just the natural organic cycle of the market. We've seen this throughout the history of time, right? Buy it back at that point. You can take your profits now. If it drops to a level that makes sense, 22, 23, 2400, buy it back. Because yeah, long-term trajectory is upward, but it will have its ups and its downs. It's a cyclical thing. So just keep that in mind. Overall trend upward though. If you've got your number, like, hey, I got a fixed position I want to keep, it's 100 ounces of gold, for example, this example, and that's it. I'm not putting any more. Awesome. Write it out, figure out, what your buy price or your sell price is. And when it hits that, pull the trigger and dump it. Absolutely. If that's 3,000, great. If that's 4,000, great. Whatever it is, that totally makes sense. All right. I totally agree with that viewer, PMH1NIC. Great point. Strong Stacker 1 asks, are you guys seeing people heavily selling their silver? Do you recommend selling silver like recommending people sell their gold? People are dumping silver like crazy. Yeah, people are definitely dumping their silver. I kind of think a lot of people in the stacking community has given up on silver, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. it's an understandable thing. That is for sure. It seems to just be languishing. Another viewer commented, this is Joshua Rhodes 2740. If anything, sell gold over. If anything, sell gold. Oh geez. If anything, sell silver for gold. Silver is an afterthought. And my God, I think he's kind of right on there. A lot of people in the community has just given up on silver. It's, you know, the bulkiness, the heaviness of it is off-putting for a lot of people. How it languishes and doesn't make moves is off-putting to a lot of people, especially now that the crypto market has come into play where everything's so volatile. We're seeing real movement in gold long-term. And also, let's say the buy side, when you go to sell your silver, is not as attractive as when you go to sell your gold also. So it's just all those things, when you combine it and put it all into one pot, yeah, I think a lot of the stacking community has given up on silver. Whether that's a good thing, a bad thing, or indifferent, time will tell on that. But to answer Strong Stacker One's question, are you guys seeing people heavily sell their silver? For sure. That's been going on for months, and people are, yeah, I mean, it's just getting burned at this point, and it's just coming in so fast right now. And that leads into a question that Christopher Grayson 6953 asked: is junk silver getting melted by the refineries as well? I'm sure it is. We're not dumping 90% for melt yet. We may get to that point. I've actually been buying some on the side just to keep it. I've kind of made a decision here in the shop. I'm going to pretty much let my 999 dwindle out. I'm going to keep 2025 Silver Eagles in stock. Whatever current year Silver Eagles are in stock right now, and Junk 90. So everything else I'm just kind of going to let go away and not restock. That's a position that I'm going to take here in the shop. And also I'm going to keep cold dollars as I can. Demand is super heavy on those right now. But demand for 999 silver rounds and bars has grossly just fallen off the table. And so we're just not going to keep it like we used to. So whatever's retail friendly that comes across the counter, I'm keeping, but I'm not restocking it. Once that supply is gone, it's just gone. So, but we're going to keep a good supply of 90%. We're going to keep good supply of current year Silver Eagles and cold dollars as I can get them. So yes, that's so to answer Christopher Grayson's question, and Strong Stacker and Joshua Rhodes here. Yeah, silver's not as in demand across the counter as it once was. So it's just a natural organic cycling of things. We may get back to the point where everybody wants rounds and bars, and that'd be great, and we'll start stocking it then, but right now we're just not there. All right, last one here. Rick Bloodworth 7068 said, I went through the great melt of 1980, and this is starting to look a lot like it. I wasn't there in 1980. I wasn't in the industry, but from talking with the old timers, yeah, it does kind of get that vibe. The question is, will it end up in a price slide again? Time will tell. That's the fear, right? That's why it's not a bad idea to sell right now at a record high. Or will we all regret getting rid of our stacks and witness a much lower supply of pre-65, 90% silver with much higher premiums in the future? Well, that's a great question, and time will tell is the answer to that. But what I will say is, today in 2025, the mindset of the public is totally different than it was in the 80s. People in the 80s, I believe at least, were more in tune to owning physical silver, owning physical gold than they are today. As I'm talking about the masses, the public here. So I think percentage-wise from the public, there's a lot less demand overall compared to what there was in the 80s, because people grew up understanding more what silver and gold was back then than they are today. Technology is way more advanced today than it was then, obviously, so younger generations are coming up with things like cryptocurrency that they're more in tune with than holding physical silver, especially coins that are now 60 plus years old. So that's just my 2 cents on it. It is an interesting time to be in the market, as he says, and that is 100% correct. But overall, to answer his question there, time will tell. As I say to everybody, I don't have a crystal ball. No one does. But it is definitely a fun and wild ride in the industry now. So we are here to help. We are not undercapitalized. We are ready to go if you guys and gals want to liquidate. And if you do want to buy anything, we're happy to help there too. So we are here Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. If you do want to place an internet or a phone trade, that is a Monday through Friday thing, not a Saturday or Sunday thing. We're just not set up for that. And we accept cash, wire, personal checks up to $5,000 with an up to 2-week hold, and Zelle payments also. And we also accept scrap metal for the sale or purchase of stackable precious metals. So if there's any of that we can help with, please reach out to the shop. We will be happy to do so. Anything we want to add, Tim?
Sounds about it.
All right, guys and gals, you have a great day, and we'll see you probably Monday. All right, thank you.